Hey everyone, it's Patrick from Oakland Travel. We are on the back deck of the Meraviglia on a breezy sea day. I might have the camera pointed in the wrong direction here. Let's see about flipping this thing around here. This is kind of more entertaining over here. Not sure what's going on over here, but they're having fun. Anyway, we're supposed to be at Ocean Cay Marine Reserve right now, and we're not. Apparently, it is too windy. Has been too windy all day for us to go into the channel. And so we're just sitting out here. I don't know. We're doing donuts around the island or what? It's kind of hard to tell. They just basically said we're going to be at sea. They're going to try again tomorrow morning. I don't know. I mean, there have definitely been times today where it was windy. But so there's a few people in the pool down here to my right. Swing this around. Here's our horizon bar. And then down here to the right is I guess they would call it the horizon pool. Down here. With a nice wake view. This was the area where I recorded the sail away out of Canaveral the other night. Kind of right back in that corner right over there. So there's a few people down there in the pool. I don't know if you can see them or not. And we're kind of, we're starting to approach like dinner time and late afternoon, and there were so many plans to do stuff over in Ocean Cay today and of course they had to refund all of the excursions and whatnot. They've got some sort of phone set up over here on a tripod. I don't know if they're live streaming or if they're just recording. I think they're recording. I don't think they're streaming. So there's all kinds of stuff that they do over, let's see here. Yeah, so we were supposed to have arrived at 11, and our all-on-board time tonight was going to be 11:30. And then tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, they open the gangway, and our all-aboard time is 4 o'clock tomorrow. So, but now that we couldn't go in today, I don't know if they're going to change that and try to go in earlier. Captain mentioned something about 7 o'clock that they were going to try again, so we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, it's turned into a day at sea. Just been milling around the ship, recording some video, taking some pictures. I've seen a couple different dance classes going on over on the main pool area. And I think they're actually doing one over there right now. Different instructors teaching different types of dance. Not quite like what we're seeing over here on the camera, but I don't know if this is like a big family or just a group. I'm not sure what this is. I just happened to sit down here because I wanted a shot of the pool over here to the right. And so the ropes course is above us. I don't see anybody on it at the moment. Show you up above here. So there's the ropes course. There's a whole water park up there. So like right behind the ropes course, there's a whole like water park for the kiddies up there. Oh, there's somebody right there. There we go. Got somebody on the ropes course. I'm guessing you're just sort of strapped in there, and you know you got the harness, and you just walk along the thing there, holding on to the. I don't know if it goes out over the sides of the ship or not. So there's the Horizon bar. Here's our little Horizon pool area down here. A couple of people in the pool. This is a cool area back here to just kind of lay out, you know, and relax. Earlier this afternoon around lunchtime when I was back here, there were quite a few people out here that were just relaxing, laying out, you know, catching some sun. You got a hot tub all the way over there. And then there's not one on this side. So there's only one hot tub on this side in this back area. They're fitting up somebody else up here to do the ropes course. So yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff to do here on this ship. Choreographed dance moves for our entertainment. So finally got a chance to try some of the pizza. Turns out, this was interesting, the pizza in the buffet, in the marketplace buffet, there's a whole like a pizzeria area that like once you get past breakfast, they are doing pizza the whole rest of the day. And apparently they do not do the tried and true like pepperoni. They don't do that, not until dinner. And so for the first half of the, like in lunchtime and everything in the buffet, if you go into that pizza area, the buffet, and you want pepperoni, they're going to tell you no. You have to go out to the pool area because it's kind of across, like at the back end of the pool area, there's two different areas. There are two different little miniature buffet lines, and one of them is nothing but ice cream, and then directly across from it on the other side is sort of hot dogs, sandwiches, and pizza. And so I ended up getting a couple of slices of pepperoni from there, and I got a couple of slices of like sort of a, I don't know, tomato cheese pizza something or other from the pizzeria in the buffet. So it's that real thin kind of like I don't know, would you call it New York style, like that super thin crust pizza. It's good, and I mean they're just like making it up right there in front of you at, you know, at both places, in the buffet, in the you know, the main buffet, and then also the little bar in the back of the pool. They're just making the pizzas right there, and I don't know if you can special order them or not, or they're just always cranking out the same type, but it's freshly made, so it was pretty good. Windy earlier. It was so windy. I was sitting by the pool area, kind of onto the side, off to the side. And there's a guy over there playing the steel drums right below the screen, and it was so windy. The wind literally knocked my beer bottle over. So maybe there is something to what the captain was saying about the fact that it's so windy that we can't navigate the channel or whatever it is to go into the Marine Cay Reserve. So. And of course, anybody that had excursions booked today, they had to refund them. All right, they're not really doing much. Let's find something else to look at. There's let's see what's got going on down here. kind of a tinted glass here. It's hard, you can't really find a good spot to sit in this area and get a good clear view because there's these glass panels to break up the wind. So unfortunately the camera is looking right at them. I almost did the live stream from the indoor pool, which I may do that tomorrow. So what I thought was really going to be cool, but of course it's not happening now, was I was going to do this live stream right here from somewhere on the island because the Wi-Fi works out there supposedly just like it does on the ship. So, but anyway, the weather is very nice. Still about 77 degrees. It's pretty much the same temperature all day. Just the wind has been up and down, up and down. But no rain, hardly a cloud in the sky. So we sitting out here kind of just waiting on the sunset to start. I've been making notes for my cruise review. Let's see, what do I got so far? Oh, let's see. Oh, dinner was interesting last night. Okay, so I had dinner in the Panorama restaurant, and it's supposed to be 8:30 seating, right? 8:30 for dinner. So I get there last night, and I got the sun right behind me. Let's see if I can block the sun a little bit. So I get to the restaurant at about, 8 o'clock. And I see a sign that says something to the effect of like My Time Dining, where you can kind of, do your own thing. And it says like 6 to 9. So, and there's like a little desk off to the side where I guess you would have to go to that desk to sign up for it or whatever. And there's a lady there with a little tablet and, a gentleman next to her. So I walk over and I basically inquire, like, how do I do this? I forgot what they call it. Like, my time. I keep thinking of Royal Caribbean's terminology. And so I asked the lady, and my seating time's 8:30, so I'm there half an hour early. And so she basically says, follow me. And she leads me into the dining room, and she takes me to, because my card says table 603 or something. She takes me over to a different area and a whole different table number, and there's nobody in the dining room because it's effectively like in between the two main seatings, where the first main seating is 6 and the second one is 8:30. And so that's pretty much what they do. They just do traditional dining, 6 o'clock, 8:30. And so she sits me down, and of course a waiter comes over immediately, and I'm like, I'm by myself. There's like nobody else in there. And so, he proceeds to do the usual, shows me the menu and all that. And somewhere in the course of that, it was afterwards. I was talking to that lady, and I'm like, how do I do this for the next 2 nights? And she sort of like comes, hang on, let me check on that or something. And then she comes back and she says essentially, no, that, that was a one-time thing. And then tonight, Friday night and tomorrow night, I have to be there at 8:30 for my assigned time, the table that's on my card, etc. And I'm like, no real reason why. And I found out later in the program, in the daily thing, that so I'm looking at the daily program, and the daily program has all of the restaurant specialties, all the whole deal in here. Like a whole deal here of stuff going on all throughout the day, food, dining, bars, etc. And it says in here, my choice dining. That's the name of it. My choice dining, and it says in parentheses, exclusive to ARIA guests, AUREA guests. and it's 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the Panorama Restaurant, and it says ARIA guests only. For bookings and information, call 6103. So there you have it. They don't really offer a traditional, flexible, my choice dining program for us regular folks. So you're stuck with either the 6 o'clock or the 8:30 standard traditional dining times. So ran into that yesterday. It's the way they do things, I guess. I was warned that MSC does things differently, and they do. I had to go register my credit card because apparently doing the credit card ahead of time in the pre-cruise planner on the website before the cruise, which I'm used to doing with Royal Caribbean and even did with Carnival, apparently that is useless. Because even though the website tells you that, you know, you've attached your credit card to your reservation and all that, you can't seem to figure out how to transfer that over to the ship. And so on decks 5 and 6 in the area of the big atrium towards the back of the ship where the guest services desks are, you see all these little credit card kiosks. And sure enough, I had to go put my little card and, you know, let it register, and then it's, you know, I had to attach my credit card to it. It only took like a minute, a couple seconds or whatever, you know. But strange to me anyway. I'm beginning to wonder if some of this is because this is like a Italian cruise line and they do most of their stuff overseas as opposed to in the U.S. So I wonder if that's the reason for some of these weird policies. So did that last night. Went by the chocolate store. There is a Jean-Pierre something or other chocolate store on deck 6 that is nuts. They even have little kiosks where you can sort of make your own chocolate bars, which kind of looks interesting. I guess you can start with like the basics and go through this little kiosk thing and you do whatever, and I guess they apparently make it right there in the little deal, and all kinds of different variations of chocolate that you can buy and take home with you, and varying sizes, and they had macarons there, I mean, just all variations of chocolate. So that's a huge like store right there on the main sort of promenade area on deck 6. So that was kind of interesting. Checked that out last night. It was extremely tempting to get something. Got gelato last night. It was $5 for 2 scoops in a cup. It was very, very good. I ended up getting the coffee flavor. Took that back to the stateroom. Ran into something interesting on the Wi-Fi. So this gets in the weeds a little bit, but the Wi-Fi, they use a web-based login, like literally on Google Chrome, like you're going to a website and logging in. And it's like mscwifi.com. And that's sort of how you do it, right? The registration process was easy. And, you know, set up a username, password, whatever. But to actually sign into the Wi-Fi, you have to go to, you know, like if you're on a laptop, you go to mscwifi.com and you sign in through the website, and boom. And so I bought a package for both the laptop and for the phone, right? So 2 devices. So the whole time I've been on the ship, I've only had to log into the website on the laptop once, and it's maintaining the Wi-Fi login the whole time. On the phone, on the iPhone, it actually logged me out last night or yesterday, and I didn't know it. And I was having trouble on my phone thinking that like something's wrong, and it took me a while to realize that I wasn't connected. And so I had to like forget the Wi-Fi network, rejoin it, go through the steps and log in through the little Chrome browser that comes up on the phone. So never seen that before. Normally the way the Wi-Fi works is it's more of a like a device login, you know, like especially with Royal Caribbean, you can connect once and you have to explicitly like disconnect, log off or whatever. It'll stay connected the whole time. This was not quite that smooth. So, but on the other hand, the Wi-Fi has been working pretty good. I got speedtest.net website to actually work. There's been some of the older Royal Caribbean ships where the Wi-Fi was so poor that you couldn't even run a speed test because the Wi-Fi was that bad. And every time I've run it here, on the laptop, it's put up some decent numbers, like three something megs down, about 2 something, maybe 3 megs up. So pretty decent Wi-Fi. The pool area is just nuts. It's such a huge, like, it's kind of the center of the ship, you know. It's where all the fun is. But I've also noticed that the indoor pool, that's kind of in the same area but on the other side of the big screen, the indoor pool is just as busy. And because it's, you know, under the glass, it's kind of temperature controlled. It's a pretty nice atmosphere in there as well. So I might do the live stream tomorrow from in there. I don't know yet. I got one more to go, and I'm trying to figure out where. So, but they've doing a lot of dance classes. I've seen at least 2 or 3 different dance classes by the main pool area. There was one earlier that was Cumbria, I think is how you pronounce it. She was teaching Cumbria classes, you know, or something like that. And then as I was walking back here to do this live stream, there's a guy over there. Was a guy over there earlier that was doing a different. I don't know if he was doing salsa. I'm not sure what it was, but it was a more of a coordinated where, you know, he's sitting there, you know, on the stage, and he's got the headset on, and he's sort of teaching. You know, he's teaching you how to do the moves. Whoa. Looking at my notes here. Okay, so the buffet for breakfast has a couple of issues. Man, I went there this morning at like 9 o'clock, and wow, it was crowded. And they run the buffet until 10:30, and I stayed the whole time, kind of off and on, because I had the hardest time trying to find scrambled eggs. And there were 2, you know those big, like, serving trays where you put the food, yay big around, right? You see, you walk down the buffet line, you see, like, they're all the same size, 2 feet diameter, and, you know, so there was only 2 of those, one on each side of the buffet that had scrambled eggs. That was it. Now there were egg stations throughout the thing. So an egg station on one side, an egg station on the other side, an egg station in the back. And so, you know, if you wanted your omelets or whatever, you know, they had you covered. But if you just wanted to walk up and get the pre-made scrambled eggs, and then the other thing is it gets so narrow through there that you end up with like just a huge single file line of people. Sorry, really catching a lot of wind here. So you get like huge single file lines of people all through the buffet. And so like if you want to get the scrambled eggs, you're like just standing in a huge line. And of course that takes a while. Sorry, they are very vocal over here. So now somebody's walked over and has volunteered to like take like a big group photo on a couple of different cell phones. Well, then we got some people doing the ropes course up here. But yeah, so scrambled eggs is a little bit of hard to come by. And then the other thing too is that it's very narrow through there. And so when it's real busy at the buffet and you got that many people, it's just hard to move around. So as we've seen on some other ships, 9 o'clock in the morning is a bad time for the buffet. Now, the same deal around lunchtime was not so bad, both yesterday and today. When I went through there right around 12, 1 o'clock. I don't know how much the microphone's picking that up, but they're pretty loud over here. So yeah, the buffet is interesting. Food is pretty good. The scrambled eggs that I ended up having to wait quite a while for were freshly made. Yeah, they are definitely having fun. Flip the camera back around here. There's the guy that volunteered to go take their picture. I don't know if he knows them or if he's just being nice or what, but yeah, the food's good. Scrambled eggs were fresh. They were not made from actual eggs though. I saw the guys in the back, where they had the cartons of like the egg yolks or whatever, so they were cooking them from that. So, scrambled eggs made from that, as opposed to but you imagine the quantity that they're having to make. So I guess that's probably the only practical way to do it. But yeah, the food was good. The one thing that I don't understand is there were several places in the buffet line where they had it listed as hot breakfast. Like that section was a quote hot breakfast, and it had like potatoes, pork sausage, maybe bacon, but then in what I would designate as the area where the scrambled eggs are supposed to be, they had baked bean, pork and beans or baked beans or something, in like each one of the hot breakfast sections. So it's like, are they running low on eggs, or people just really like these beans that much? I couldn't figure that one out. The mustard drill was interesting. The mustard drill yesterday was... Oh, and then they had sort of a repeat this morning. So it all started with about 4:45, and I'm standing by the pool, and there's a lady that walks by, a crew member that walks by, and she's got this yellow vest on, and it says something to the effect of like stairwell monitor, I think is what it said. And I asked her, and by this time they've got on the big screen pool, they've got, mandatory guest, I don't know, something about, the security presentation or whatever, and then, that it's mandatory and all this kind of thing. And I asked her, I said, what are we supposed to do for this? Where are we supposed to go? And she said, you're supposed to go back to your stateroom, and you have to watch this video on your TV in your stateroom, and then you have to punch a code in to let the system know that you've watched the video. And literally about 30 seconds after she's telling me this, like a minute after she's telling me this, all of a sudden I'm starting to hear announcements over the PA telling everybody they got to go to their stateroom. So this isn't like, 10 till 5, right, on embarkation day, and we leave at 6. 6 o'clock is when we start to pull out. And sure enough, and then they're like, they're not like the cruise director that was making the announcements was like, this is mandatory, and like when I put some of the videos for the vlog series up, you'll probably hear it in the background. Like, I heard the word mandatory like a dozen times over all these different announcements. You must go back to your stateroom and watch the thing on your TV, and mandatory. So, go back to the stateroom, watch this 5-minute video, have to call 881 from the phone in your stateroom so that they know that you've watched it, and you get this little automated recording that, they've registered that you've watched the video. See if I can spin around, try to get the sun out of the way here. So that was the first part of it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But then all of a sudden they're like, okay, and now we're going to start calling decks to go to your muster station. And my muster station, I'm on deck 10, so my muster station was all the way down on deck 6 at the big theater at the front of the ship. And sure enough, they start calling like every other deck, like deck 9 and deck 11 and whatever, and it just turned into a massive cluster to get all these people to go from their staterooms directly to their muster station. And then you go all the way down to the muster station just for them to like scan your card. And because the muster station A that I'm in was in the theater or at the entrance to the theater, they set up this huge line of people, or they basically had everybody like get scanned as you're at the entrance to the theater, go into the theater to a big huge circle inside the theater, and then come back out. And it was a mess. There were so many people all crowding the stairwells and everything because, you know, and I was like, I want to get up on deck for the sail away, you know, and it's like 5:30 and I'm still stuck, you know, down here trying to get my card scanned. And it's made no sense. It's like this is Buster Joe 1.0 from years ago before, you know. So I don't understand that one. And then they apparently on the planner thing, and today, this morning at 9:30, they were doing another muster drill for anybody that missed it, even though it was supposed to be mandatory. Anybody that missed it yesterday or last night or whatever, they were supposed to do it again this morning. So this morning at like 9:20, 9:30ish, you're hearing announcements over the PA about, you know, the safety drill or whatever, and mandatory. And they seem to have a hard time with that. Well, the Apple Watch says we're still 77 degrees, but it is so windy back here. Time to put the little jacket on here. So the deal is tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, they try to make another run at getting into the Ocean K Reserve, and we'll see whether or not it works. And maybe we get day number 2, it will be abbreviated. What's that? It's last week. Yeah, alcohol is flowing. So I got the Horizon bar over here in front of me. It'd be nice to see like some kind of performance or something out here. I definitely have the equipment for it. Little speaker towers, and you got some lights and everything. They've got a soundboard over there like a band could play out here. I don't know like when or how they do that. Yeah, so pretty much a sea day, an unintended sea day. Yeah, the ropes course up above me is still pretty busy. Well, that static is probably the wind noise, would be my guess. There we go. I unplugged and reconnected the microphone, so hopefully that'll fix it. My guess is that the static is probably the wind noise. Is the static still there? Okay, good. Maybe disconnecting and reconnecting the microphone, maybe that fixed it. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. The thing is, you know, this is the this is effectively the wake view that you're looking at on the camera, right? And you know, I don't know if you can really tell from the water, but there is no wake. It's back. It's got to be something related to the wind because nothing's really changing here. Let me see if I can turn it down. How's that? Maybe I had the level up too high. Did that take care of it? I might have had the level up too high. Was the static on? It's still there? I have a second microphone. It's back in the statement. I didn't bring it. I can't think of what would be causing the static. Sorry about that. Alright, let's try that. There is a clip on here. Maybe the clip was somehow... Alright, maybe let's see how that does. What I started to say earlier was you can't really tell per se from the water, but there's no wake. So we're not really going anywhere in terms of, you know, normally if the it's still going. All right, how's that? Maybe if I just tap it to make sure. I don't know if it'll pick up the can you hear me? How's that? Yeah, so I don't know like if you're actually moving or you're just somehow like stationary. Oh, hang on. Let me check something here. Let's see. Sound inputs. Let me turn this level up a little bit. Yeah, it's so windy out here. Hopefully that'll help. I'm probably just going to have to hold it. Sorry, these conditions are a little challenging. I should have brought the other one. Yeah, connected and reconnected twice. I'll have to make sure I have the other microphone for tomorrow. But what I started to say a second ago is we're just like almost like anchored as far as I can tell, which is weird. I don't know if I'm not even sure where the island is. I think at one point you could see it. Actually, it might be over that way. So I think we're like very close to it, and we're just kind of anchored offshore. I don't understand why they didn't try again. I mean, I get the whole thing about wind and all that, but like to wait all the way until 7 o'clock in the morning to try to go back in, to try to go to the port again. Like, what about like this evening, tonight, overnight, something? So, but the captain said that he wasn't even going to try again until 7 o'clock in the morning. So, entire day, basically, is a sea day. And I had like all kinds of plans for the island. I was looking at the map of the island and was like, oh, this is going to be neat. It looks like from the information and from the map that it's a pretty built out island, similar to Royal Caribbean's Perfect Day Coca Cay, but maybe like even more so. I mean, that's just based on like the information in the little daily thing that they put in the stateroom. But we have to be back in Canaveral first thing Sunday morning, and given our distance, I don't think we're going to be able to stay any later than 4 o'clock, 4:30. So they're probably going to keep the all on board time tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So we get maybe we get like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning until 4:30, and that's it. And they do a lightning show at the the lighthouse. So one of the features of the Ocean Cay apparently is they do these some kind of show or something several times a night at the lighthouse. And of course we're not going to get to see that because tomorrow it'll be during the day. So we're going to miss out on that part of the deal. So, potentially a reason to do this cruise again, maybe a different time of the year. I was asked yesterday if I would do this one again. And, yeah, probably so. I don't know that I would want to go any longer than about 3 nights, though, because I end up comparing it way too much to Royal Caribbean. So I find myself like, I wish they would operate this ship like Royal Caribbean does. But of course that's not possible. So certain operational things that just don't make sense. Like when I go to do the cruise review, I'm going to have a brand new section that I've never had before, which is why do you do it this way? Because I've got several items that are going to go into that part of the review. They're not going to be necessarily like negatives or like a miss, so to speak, because normally I do hits and misses. So they're not going to be a miss, but they're going to be like a I don't understand why you do it this way. So I'm already thinking ahead to the cruise review, and the muster drill will be in that. Just to give you an example. So. But it is a pretty good value for the money, considering I only paid $250 for a 3-night cruise. It's pretty nice. You compare that to like a Royal Caribbean, for instance, even a basic 3-night Bahamas on Freedom or Freedom of the Seas or Independence of the Seas or one of those as a solar cruiser, like you couldn't touch that. You'd be probably minimum $500 or $600 for a single cruiser for just a basic 3-night Bahamas out of one of the Florida ports. So, and think part of that too is that the stateroom that I'm in is a small stateroom that was seemingly built for a single traveler. So, you know, they have accommodations for that. So yeah, may have to come back and do this one again. Let's see if I can point the camera at. There's the ropes course going on. Tempted to try to pick up and just move to the pool area. Some better scenery to look at. I'm going to disconnect the second camera here for a second and see if we can move to the pool area. Here we go. We're on the move. App laptop will travel. So we are on deck 16. Port side. Basketball area down here. It's like an indoor basketball deal. It's pretty neat. They do basketball. They've got some deal set up down there where they can turn it into like a little soccer field. About the wind. All right, we're back. Yeah, completely indoors basketball court. Okay. I don't know if you can hear any of the music, but they've got, I guess, a DJ over there playing. So you see the fitness dance class going. Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting layout. Ship. I've seen some things on the ship that are reminding me of like the Carnival Mardi Gras. I've seen, several things of different Royal Caribbean ships. Yeah, this area right here is my favorite. This pool area is really cool. Nice, big, wide, takes up the entire, from one side to the other. And they definitely make good use of it, as you see up here where he's leading this class. They, like I said, they've done a whole bunch of different dance classes up here, different types, different styles. I'm not exactly sure what that dance move is supposed to be, but it's good up-tempo music. I see people on the sides, trying to keep up with it. Well, it's still pretty windy out here. But we're maintaining a pretty good, consistent Wi-Fi connection, so the streaming seems to be working well, which is definitely a plus, because I can't always say that on some of the previous cruises we've been on. Of course, as Starlink becomes deployed, at least on the Royal Caribbean ships, that will eliminate that problem. So apparently here on the Meraviglia, they're using SB3 something, which is another deal that I've heard of before, so it does seem to be working pretty well. Got quite a mixture of people over there that are doing this fitness dance session. I don't know how, because some of the chairs are in the way, but they're like little kids out there. It's mostly women, actually, come to think of it. I don't see any men. I see like a couple of very young boys right in the front, but it's mostly women. That's a good question. That's what I'm not really sure what we're doing. I think we might be anchored. I don't know. It doesn't seem like we're moving. As I was showing you the wake view from the other place before we moved, there wasn't really a wake as if we were moving. I think we're kind of anchored. What they might be trying to do is the light show from the what do you call it? The lighthouse, the lighting show. They were saying in the paperwork that the upper decks of the ship couldn't see it when the ship is docked at Ocean Cay. So what they may be trying to do is they may be trying to keep us close enough to the island so that whenever they do the light show from the lighthouse, we'll still be able to see it even though we're not docked. So I'm guessing at that, but I think we're anchored. I think we're stationary. looking at the daily planner to see if I can figure out what they're doing. Oh, he might be done. Nope, there you go. Still going. Let's see what the old app has to say. Alright, so we are 5:30. This is Fit Dance with dance instructors Deanna and Brian. This is the atmosphere pool, is what they call it, on deck 15. Let's see. Trying to see what else is going on out here. Oh, apparently at 8:30 they have merengue dance lessons with dance instructors out here at the pool at 8:30. And then let's see, they have a spectacular lighthouse show listed at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, the Lighthouse Show at Ocean Cay, a glittering spectacle that promises to make a memorable event upon sail away after sunset, Lighthouse Bay, Ocean Cay. So they still have that on the thing for 9 o'clock tonight. So I'm guessing that they're going to try to keep us close enough to the island so that when that thing goes off, we'll be able to see it. Oh, and then they have it listed again at 10 o'clock. So I guess even though we might not be able to dock at the island tonight, the island is still going to do its usual. And hopefully we'll be close enough to be able to see it. So, a lot of other things listed on the deal, but none of them are out here. So I was just kind of curious to see what else they were going to do out here at the pool area. Let me turn this to the right, or to the left. Yeah, you got a couple of guys out here dancing. Kind of on the outer edges. Still mostly women, though. I'm in the same area that I was in the other day. There's a bar right over there, but there's no bartender there at the moment. Well, the sun has gone down. We're kind of transitioning into the evening. Very nice out here. Supposed to be a stretching routine or what? Huh. Beats sitting at home, I guess. I don't know if you can hear the music, but this is like the opposite of what was playing a second ago. I don't know if this is like the wind down to... It's a weird song to be playing for this setting. It's Everybody Hurts. You guys have any other questions or anything else I can offer? And take a look at this other pool here. Well, like I say, I'll save that for tomorrow. So I think they'll do the live stream. He said, Captain said 7 a.m. Something around the line, along the lines of like 7 a.m. They were going to try to see if the current had died down overnight to where we can get in there. So the main thing actually wasn't the current, come to think of it. He was complaining about the winds. I guess the wind was too strong on the ship, which I guess could be a problem because it would be pushing the ship around. So, and it has been very windy all day. I guess he's done. It's like all of a sudden it just stopped. Okay. I guess the fit dance session is over. Do I know where on the island we're docking? No. Still don't. Don't know anything. Haven't really... They haven't said and I haven't asked, so... Don't know. I'm starting to wonder now, like, what happens if you get up in the morning and, you know, he tries again at 7 o'clock and it's still too windy, you know, and then it's like a second day is blown off. Still don't know how many passengers. I have not had a chance to ask yet. I'm pretty much going to have to go down to guest services on deck 6. No, 5. Down on deck 5 at the bottom of the atrium. They're going to be about the only ones that know the answer to that. So, but I have not gone down there yet. I did go down there last night and talk to them about the credit card thing because I pretty much had to ask him, and they pulled up in the system and said, no, we don't have the credit card attached to your CPAS. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the capacity would be. It definitely has been, it's definitely pretty crowded. A lot of kids, a lot more kids than I think I was anticipating. I don't know if that's because we're so close to Thanksgiving and it's easy for them to, you know, to have been gone for like a Thursday and a Friday. So, a lot more kids than I anticipated. A lot of big groups. Some kids that are high school age, a lot of them are kind of like middle school and younger would be, what I've seen so far. A lot of kids on here with their families. Mom, dad, and the kids kind of thing. Quite a few of those. So I think that's going to do it for tonight, for today's live stream. So tomorrow, I guess I'm going to stick with the 3 o'clock deal, because if we actually make it to the island, then I'll be able to do the live stream from the island, hopefully. See if I can find a good spot there. If we do not make it to the island, I will probably set up in the indoor pool area. We'll do it from in there. So. One way or the other, we will do a live stream tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So until then, I'll see you guys later.